Do me a favor really quick. Give 3 people around you a high five. Go. 3 people around you, a quick high five. All high fives are good for $100,000. All high fives are good for $100,000. Oh, that was good, a double. All right. So we're going to switch gears. So listen up. Shh. How's your energy, ladies and gentlemen? How's your energy? I can't hear you in the back. How is your energy out here? All right. So I got something really special for you. I know there is at least one person in this room that wants to lovingly punch all those high-end brokers in the face because you're like, it's not fair. My sales price is $4. Or maybe just maybe, there is a woman or a dude sitting inside this room who's saying, I'm 2 years in the business. Somebody brought me to this conference. What the fuck is going on? This is insane. That Asian dude, Andy, made $21 million last year? The number one agent at my office did $21 million in volume. Like, that's impossible. So I asked 3 young, new to the business, right? Brand newbies that are absolutely crushing it, who are going to inspire all of you knuckleheads who I love to get off your ass, take your fist, put them back in the dirt, and do the work that made you who you are. And for everybody else, you're going to go, well, if she can do it, I can do it. And if that young guy can do it. So let's bring to the stage Kennon, Vincent, and Megan, ladies and gentlemen. Come on out, you 3. Oh, yeah, look at these guys. Come on, big round of applause for these 3. Oh, yes.
I'm spinning. Hold my hand. Spin me this way.
You good?
There.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, we got to go ladies first. Megan, I'm going to ask you all to answer the same. How old are you? How long have you been selling homes? How many deals are you going to do this year?
I am Megan Faber. I'm 40 years old this year. It's my 4th year full-time in real estate, and I will do about 60 transactions.
60 transactions. 4th year in the business, ladies and gentlemen. Kennon, you were on the big screen, baby.
I was on the big screen.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
And
Appreciate it.
The 270s.
Oh, come on now. Hey,
Oh, yeah,
I feel you.
those are hot.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm Kennon. I'm from Olympia, Washington. I'm 23 years old. This year, I'm going to do 30 transactions.
30 transactions, 23 years old. And I've known him since he was a baby. Fire away.
So my name is Vincent Kessel. I'm in the Jupiter Palm Beach area. I just turned 20 last week. I'm going to do 17 transactions this year.
All right. So I prompted you, and I can see you have your notes. I asked the 3 of you, tell the audience, and listen, there's a lot of people in this room that super relate to the 3 of you. I'm really asking you to talk to people like Kirk Kessel. I'm asking you to talk to people like Lisa Chinati over there, who was a new agent like 100 years ago, and needs to be reminded of what it's like to be hungry and hustle the way you 3 are doing it. Married or single?
Married.
Kids or no kids?
2 kids.
2 kids. How old?
8 and 10 boys.
Don't even tell me you have children. I'd hit you.
No.
Married.
Lots.
Say again?
Married.
Married.
And my wife's watching on the live cast somewhere.
You
wherever
better
it is.
tell her you love her.
What's up? How you doing? Call me.
So, what did you write down? What is the most important thing that you have done? Because 60 transactions in 4 years, to do that in your that's legendary performance. So, Megan, how do we do it?
Well, the first thing I did was I hired an assistant. Because after I sold $1 million a month for about 6 months straight, I was just so overwhelmed, I couldn't even get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
So I hired an assistant. We went through the business. We got her accountability, my accountability, really lined that out. And then
Hold on, Megan. Someone's going to say, you just started with hiring an employee. I'm not even making enough money.
Well, so on my 6th month, my 7th month, I had $5 million in escrow. So I had a good. I looked at it from that way. 6 months straight, and I saw the 2 streams and where I was getting the business and where it was continuing to grow, and I took the leap. I was like, I can't get up at 4 in the morning anymore and work all the way till 10 at night. I was burning out.
Yes. Can anybody relate to that? Right? Absolutely. What was the second thing?
The second thing I did was I honed in my morning routine.
Say that again?
I dialed in my morning routine.
To what?
To not wake up at 4 in the morning and look at my phone. If I was getting up, I get up now at 4:30, I go to the gym. I do not look at my phone. I do not answer a phone call, a text message, or read an email until about 9:45 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. Most people can't do that.
Yeah, I have to fill up my cup in order to go out and fill up my family, my life, my friends, my business. If I don't have that dialed in the morning, they're not going to get the best of me.
Right. So you dialed in your morning routine. You took control of your life is what you really did. You said, this isn't going to control me. I'm going to control me. What was the third thing?
The third thing is I dove into my CRM. I use Boomtown. Absolutely love Boomtown, but I truly wasn't using all of the pieces that Boomtown offers. And I know it because I was so busy doing everything else, but it was running so well on its own that I believed in it and I trusted it, but the more leads and the more business I added to it, I didn't know how to separate them in order to continue to nurture them. So I dove really deep into Boomtown.
How did you do that? Did you go in and watch all the how-to videos?
So I went on the owners page, the Boomtown owners, and they have coaches on the side, and I hired a Boomtown coach specifically who's also an agent.
Yep.
Lifesaver. I mean, it was awesome to get it from a perspective of someone who is in the business like me, and that I could ask those questions and we can toggle back and forth.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
When did you hire a coach with us?
Last year at Summit.
Really?
I am October of last year, and this is, I'm glad that you asked me this because I forgot to put it in my notes. We had the 1 year, 3 year, and 5 year of where do you see yourself?
Yep.
And I put on there in a year, I want to speak at Summit. I want to speak, and a year later, I am on the stage. I put in there that I wanted to have a nutritionist because you said, take those pieces that you just, those. I'm not doing it. I was eating out of a paper bag every day and feeding my kids McDonald's.
Right.
So I hired a nutritionist. I said that I wanted to have a house on the beach. I thought that was Idaho. I'm building a house in Rocky Point, Mexico right now.
Wow.
And I just put a deposit on an Escalade. So those are the 3 things in there.
So these are all things you wrote down at last year's Summit,
Summit,
what they're going to do a little bit of tomorrow and the end of the day before it's all done.
Yeah.
What's been the most impactful thing your coach has helped you do? Because it sounds like you were already, right, Kennon? She was already crushing.
Sounds like it.
Right.
For sure.
So what did they do?
Organization.
Really?
The first conversation I had with Jeff is I was like, I'm a train wreck. I have shit everywhere. I don't know even where to start sometimes to get going. I finish half of things. I go to the next piece. So we just toned it down, systemized it, and took the processes back to my place. Yeah.
Love it. Okay, Kennon, talk to us. What are some of the most important things? How long in the business?
3 years.
Are you at 3 years, or you're going to finish year 3?
I'm at 3 years, so this is my 4th year in the business.
Starting 4.
Yeah.
So what have been the most impactful things that helped you ascend? What did you do year 1? What did you do year 2?
Yeah.
Give us that so we get the ascension.
So I was 19 when I got my real estate license. I was super excited, full of energy. I'm going to make so much money. I'm so excited. So I didn't know how to sell any houses. So the first thing I did was, all right, got my real estate license, Google how to sell houses. And everybody said, everything on there was like, you got to door knock, you got to cold call. All right, I'm a door knock. So I start door knocking, and I feel like I'm that kid from the movie Up, right? I'm knocking on the door. Hi, my name's Kennon. I'm a real estate agent here in Olympia. I could help you sell your house? No. I could help you buy a new house? And I swear, people would look out their windows and be like, dude, where's your mom? What? And I was like, oh man, after doing that for a while, I was getting kind of burnt out, and I was like, I don't know if real estate is the game for me. I had no credibility. people just looked at me as if I was some kid.
Yeah.
And so I had to kind of change what I was doing, change my approach a little bit. And I'm a big Gary Vee fan, and he always talked about you got to be the digital mayor of your town. So that's what I went out to do. And so I started this video series. I live in a place called Thurston County. And so I started this video series called This is Thurston, where I would go around and interview local business owners, my favorite coffee shops, favorite restaurants, whatever, and just give them a marketing video, bring value to them. And at the beginning of the videos, I'd say, hey, welcome to This is Thurston. I'm Kennon, a local real estate agent here in Olympia, and I'm here at my favorite coffee shop. We're going to go in and interview the owners. And after doing that for a while, it made me recognizable in my community. And that was cool. I'd go to the grocery store or a restaurant, and people would be like, dude, you're that guy that does those videos. That's super cool. And I'm like, yeah, I'm also a real estate agent. People weren't making the connection. And so I had to kind of switch again. And I was like, okay, my name's getting out there, but people aren't connecting to the fact that I'm also a real estate agent. So then I started creating a lot of educational content and knowledge broker type of stuff, pushing it out on Instagram and Facebook, and then retargeting my This is Thurston audience, and that's where I started getting the business.
So what was that like in the beginning? Like how many videos in before you said, they all know me, but they don't know me as an agent, and then how many videos in, and then you started retargeting, which is a beautiful strategy. I hope they all wrote down. Then they made the connection. How long was that time period?
That honestly took me about a year. To do all of that.
So in year one, how many transactions?
Year one was 2 transactions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And year two, hey, that's good.
I think
hold on though. What was year two?
$26,000 in year one. Year two was $1.8 million.
In sales?
In sales.
And how many transactions?
That was 5 transactions.
5?
Okay.
So you doubled your business plus?
Yeah.
Yes. Year 3 was 6.7 million. And then this year, I'm at 9 million and 19 closed and pendings, on track to do about 14.
Give him a giant round of applause, guys. Jill, that's like your daughter. So what's your most important advice to someone that's sitting there who's saying, but you don't understand, like in my area or my story or my background, blah, blah, blah. What's your most important advice?
Yeah. Well, you got to be yourself. Like, I think about this a lot. 2020, 2021, the world was loud, man. On one side, I'm hearing COVID's going to kill you. On the other side, I'm hearing I can't breathe.
Right.
I'm going to get real for a sec.
Get.
Right?
Get.
When I was a kid, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, I never really had like a black role model. You don't really see a lot of black role models unless they're, in the NBA or the NFL.
Yeah.
And so when you say like, oh, you don't understand my situation, you don't understand my situation. I'm the underdog, And so in my area, less than 2% of the population is black. And so if I can do it, I promise anybody can do it.
Awesome.
Dude, that was real.
Got this.
Hey.
That was real.
Thank you.
That was real. Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think he was talking to all of us. What do you guys think? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, follow that. Whew.
Wow.
So, Vinny, how long have you been in the real estate business?
12 months now.
1 year.
1 year.
And you didn't go with your pops.
Nope.
Why did you not go to the safest destination? Your dad and his partner of the team sell 500 homes a year. You could have cruised in on Easy Street, got in the office and the fancy car.
Right.
What were you thinking?
Well, he wouldn't hire me. So, yeah, that kind of influenced my decision.
Kind of influenced the decision.
Yeah. So from that point, I was like, moving with him or selling real estate with my dad is not an option. So plan B, right? So going through the Tom Ferry network, talking to you, you said, all right, who's the person I need to get in touch with here in Florida? So I got with DJ and Lindsay. They helped me a lot, getting just systems, discipline, learning contracts, things like that. So from that point on, well, I had two options. I moved to Jacksonville or Jupiter, and I'm a Florida boy, so I love the water. So I was like, all right, no brainer, Jupiter. Moved to Jupiter and sold real estate with DJ and Lindsay for 3 months and said, hey, I think it's time to grow. And moved to Compass and just kind of took off from there with my coach.
Yeah.
Yep.
So lots of honor and respect for them because they were super great.
Yes.
You go out on your own. That's got it. First of all, he's 19. He doesn't have a fake ID. I know this for a fact. Right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a huge sphere. How the hell did you get any business?
So online leads, all online leads. Am I allowed to say it? Realtor.com.
You just did.
Well, okay, yeah. So Realtor.com. Those are my online leads. Just because I was in a totally new area, I didn't know anyone. So what did I do? Talk to Tom, and he said online leads all the way. And I learned from DJ and Lindsay how to convert online leads as well. So
big time.
Oh,
big
yeah.
time. So talk about prospecting, the three of you. Whatever form that is, right? Because it's doing video, but you got to sometimes do more than video. Talk about prospecting. What do you do?
So I make calls from 9 to 12.
Okay.
And during that time, kind of like Megan said, like it's super strict. Don't really go on the phone. Don't check emails because I like to go on my phone all the time. Like I go through Instagram like, ooh, Megan, okay, I like that post. So I learned to just make phone calls during that time. So 9 to 12, making phone calls. From 12 to 4 o'clock, I'm going on my appointments. And then 4 o'clock on, I'm either making videos or door knocking.
What's it like knocking on doors? 'Cause, I mean, you look like you're 40.
Yeah. So I know.
Right, Kennon?
Yeah.
I think you look good, man.
Thank you. Right back at you. Thank you. So door knocking.
Awkward.
So I'm not even joking. The first time I knocked on a door, I was super scared. Like I was watching podcasts. Like, what do I wear? Like, I'm nervous. I didn't want to like dress in a suit like a Jehovah's Witness or like, hey, yeah, you know.
Can I tell you about the church?
Right, exactly. So I wore like pants. Amen. So I wore just like long pants with like a nice collared shirt. And the first door I knocked, this neighborhood was where I live, and it was like, I don't say I live there, but it started at 3 million. And I was like, you know what, just gonna rip the Band-Aid off. Well, anyways, the first door I knocked, before I got to the door, the lady already opened the door. And I was freaking out. So, I mean, it was good. I broke the ice there and then just kept going from door to door. I did get a lot of people like, hey, where's your dad at? Just kind of like Kennon over here. So, yeah, just kind of I became comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Is that hard at like 19, living on your own, out of the nest? I mean, it's hard everywhere, right? It's choose your hard. Everything.
Right. It's only hard if you think it's hard. Like, it's about mindset, too. Like, I went in, like, there's no going back. No college. There's no fallback plan. I'm going to make it work.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how.
Did you have a similar moment? Did you have something like that? We hear the stories of like you got to burn the boat, right? You got to make sure that like it's this or nothing, right? Like it's this or die. Did you have a moment like that?
Yeah, totally. So after I did pretty well in high school.
In what way?
Had a super high GPA. I was good at sports. I was good at music. I had a full ride scholarship to D2 college.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to go into real estate instead. And so I was like, well, when I was 19 and I got my real estate license, I was like, dude, there's no way I can go back to what I had. So it was all into real estate or nothing.
Did your parents and the people around you think you were just insane? Like, did they support you?
My parents are super supportive. They've been great. My family's great. I'm a little bit different than the rest of my family. One, I'm the only black person in my family. I'm adopted, and I'm the youngest of 6 kids. Yeah.
Aww.
Thanks.
Dude.
Yeah. But pretty much anything that I wanted to do, my parents were behind it. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah. Was it, but like, I want to go back to the hard. I want to know from each of you, everyone's going to leave here tomorrow at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And they're going to be like, they're going to go back to their office, and this is like they're going to walk in their office and they're going to be like, losers. You know, you were not at the Tom Ferry seminar. 554, bananas. And then a deal's going to fall apart, and they're going to get punched in the face, and that's reality. And those of us who get punched, and the deal falls, and we keep moving forward. That's who wins. What was the hardest moment in the early days of your career, Megan?
I started flipping houses, and our second house, we were set to close right before Thanksgiving. And we had hard money, but all of the product that we put in, that we paid for ourselves.
Yeah.
So we got to literally $15 in our bank account. It was we'll tear up about it, right before Thanksgiving. And the house was supposed to close on that Wednesday, and there was a delay, a title, and it didn't close till Monday. I had an 8-month-old and a 3-year-old, and my bank account overdrew on Thanksgiving morning. It was like 4.5 years ago. And we had hamburger for Thanksgiving. When Monday came, the house closed, and I had $250,000 in my bank account. And it turned. That was, like, if you want to talk about the back and forth with my husband, we literally went to nothing. And then we believed in each other, and we got through it.
What will you tell your kids one day about that Thanksgiving?
It was about us. It was about us coming together, and we would do anything for them, and we did. And to believe in the process and to believe in each other. And the open house from the weekend before is actually my biggest sale. It was a $2.4 million buyer that walked in, and 3 weeks later I met with them, and we did a 15-day close. So that house that I flipped, and we believed in it, went all the way to the end. Instead of the profit on that ended up being another $2.5 million, the neighbor's house that I sold them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, in your illustrious 12 months, hardest moment?
Oh, man. I mean, there was a few times where I was like, whew, holding on to my seat. I mean, you know, I'm old, so it's like, you know, there's a lot of life experiences at my age. You know, so when I first bought Realtor.com leads, like, it was a huge commitment because I put $15,000 into it. And I mean, for 19 years old, $15,000 was a lot. And it kind of drained my bank account. And I was renting a place. I mean, I had my car I paid it in cash. So I was getting a little nervous putting that much money into leads. And I didn't see results for 60 days. So I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Mm-hmm. It's not working. And then I got a coach. Larry got me one under contract, then another one, then another one, then another one. So my first 6 months, I only sold $2 million in real estate. Mm-hmm. And once I got a coach, 6 months later, I've done another $10 million.
Yeah.
Just from a coach. So, Larry, wherever you are, thank you.
Nice shout out.
Thank you.
Nice shout out.
Thank you.
Kennon, hardest moment looking back?
First 2 years were terrible. First 2 years were hard. I had shiny penny syndrome like nobody's business. At one point, I had 5 CRMs. And I was paying monthly on all 5 of them.
Of course.
And so, like, I ran out of money multiple times. I felt like I was just grinding and grinding and grinding. And then one of my good friends would go and buy a house and text me, "Hey, I just bought a house." And I'd be like, "Oh, I freaking hate you." That just sucks. And honestly, that was the first 2 years of my career.
Yeah, yeah. But how do you get over the disappointment? Because how many with me on this? Like, how many times have you been disappointed and you either get numb to the disappointment or you just retract from it? You just stop trying as hard. How do you guys get over the disappointment? Because it relates to everybody in the room.
For me, it's like, like you said, choose your heart. It sucks in the moment, but it's like, okay, if I give up, what is my life going to look like? Versus if I keep going and I keep grinding, what is my life going to look like?
Right. Yeah, it's the old Dickens pattern, right? 20 years from now?
That's motivation.
Yeah.
100%. Megan, how do you deal with the upset?
If I hone too much on that disappointment, I'm not going to have the happiness for the rest of the clients and the people in my family that I work with.
Yeah.
So I just continue to keep going. I have a saying, block it or bless it. So I kind of bring it in. I'm like, God, you got to block this and we got to bless it. Which way are we going?
Yeah.
And then I let it be and I go.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the upset?
So I think you taught me this. You have a 5-second pity party, and then you move on. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
all right, how do I fix this now? How do I fix this problem?
Yep.
And you can't dwell in the past, and you taught me that. So
No pressure with your dad and me hanging out with you.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so 3 things. First, I think they deserve a giant round of applause. What do you guys think? Yes. Yes. Okay. Second, I'm going to walk over there and have like a 3-minute conversation, but I'm going to ask that the 3 of you walk over, get your microphones off, meet me over there, because we're going to take like a 20-minute break, but I want you 3 right there and let everybody come over and ask you guys more questions. You guys down for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
And
do it.
then, so start doing that right now. But first, I want you to write down, especially for my veteran friends, what were you reminded of, Stevie Cohen? Where you heard yourself in all of them, Jenny. I'm asking all my best people, all my friends. PG, 2 months ago, I'm doing a talk at an event called Gathering of the Eagles. It's 350 of the biggest executives in real estate. And they said, one of the questions was like, well, what do you recommend right now? And I lovingly said to the audience, I mean, everybody's gray-haired, been doing this forever. I said, okay, first question, how many businesses you've started? And the typical answer was like 2 or 3. And then I said, how many recessions or market adjustments have you been through? The typical answer was like 5 or 6 if you count market adjustments. And then I said, so you only have one of 2 choices right now. And again, all super executives, mad respect for them all. I said, you either live off your savings from the last 30 months, or you take your fists and you grind them into the dirt and you go back to do what it is that made you who you are today for the next 18 to 24 months. And those of us that choose to do the work and forget our mood, that's who's going to make a fortune. And Maureen, I wanted you to be reminded of how you built your business. I wanted all of you to hear that, Edna, that if you got out there and kicked ass at the level that we all know you can, instead of the market adjusting you, you will dominate the market.